look at. Again, this is from the Art of Attack chess book, a book I highly recommend. So it's right here. That's what it looks like. You can get it on Amazon and all of that. And so I have to plug the book, or else I would feel guilty about using this content. But I think that should make the copyright stuff safe. Okay, here we go. So we're going to check it out. It's an awesome game. It's played by Curies against Reuben Fine back in 1937. It's such an awesome game that we still look at it today because there's so much to learn from it. He starts out with the move knight to f3 here. Oh, let me go like this so I can also see your guys' chat on the right there. And if you guys aren't aware, I do like to post these on like YouTube, and so you can also check them out that way too. So this move knight to f3, it's not the first move you might think of, but it's actually perfectly playable. A lot of times it'll transpose like the English, so it's a bit of a flexible opening. And I find that a lot of times when players do this, they're kind of hoping for a less tactical game. And so this one sharply turns towards a tactical game very fast, actually. Because black opens up with the Tarrasch. And so black's intention here is exactly that. He's trying to rip open the board and make it very tactical and sharp, so there's lots of like tactics to be thinking about. So commonly then you want to just capture this pawn and then start to kind of work against an isolated queen pawn here. Usually after takes, then takes, you want to do a fianchetto and start to target this guy. In this game, instead, black takes with the knight right here, which is playable, but it creates a completely different type of game altogether. Now, white's going to go pawn to e4 and control the center. Now, if you look at this, it almost looks like it's just completely winning for white, because we've got three things out, and the queen's ready for action, so is the bishop, but this is actually considered a balanced game. Why do you think that might be the case? Let me add on top of that by showing you the next two moves. I mean, look at this, right? We have four things out. Why on earth would this be considered balanced? Two versus one queenside pawns. I like that answer. Yep. And exactly this too. You guys nailed it. Great answers. Yep. So black has the potential for, you guys nailed it. That was an awesome answer. For a pass pawn on this side, and then additionally he can start to target this pawn right here. Very cool. The term for these pawns side by side like this is pretty specific, actually. It's called hanging pawns, which is a bit of a misnomer because you might think that phrase would be used in other settings or context or whatever. But this is it's only applies to this right here, where you have two pawns side by side in the center, and they're called hanging pawns because they can kind of be easily attacked. And so black's intention is to just weather the storm and then make it to an endgame, and then get a pass pawn on this side. After right here, got a question for you. Where should this bishop go? Here, here, or here? C4, D3, or E2? Both theory and computer analysis suggest that there is a best answer to this. What do you think it is? Okay, we got one vote for bishop D3. Another vote for D3. Going once, going twice. Any other votes? Bishop D3 is the second best move. for the bishop at least. You can also go rook c1 here, I guess. But you want to go bishop c4, and as you can tell here from the opening theory book here, it's played at a ratio of about 6 times more than bishop to e2 or bishop d3. Here's the issue with this: if you go bishop to d3, it gets back to what Jürgen said earlier about the d4 pawn being an issue. The knight now comes here. And in order to defend the d4 pawn, it's going to be absolutely necessary for white to either move the bishop again or the queen again. I guess he could also hope for some tricks after pawn to e5, since there's a discovery. But really our best option to this point, I guess it does say e5. But any of those moves, we don't really want to make this. This is not, progress. We want a castle here. So we kind of lose the tempo. Bishop d3 is fair, but not technically the best. Let's keep going here. After bishop to c4, you can kind of think of it like this. It's sort of like a bowling alley where you got all these little pins that you're going to be aiming towards. So after right here, knight to d7, then we get castled. He goes b6, and this is consistent with black's plan that we spoke of earlier, where he intends to allow white these hanging pawns and then intends to attack it from the side. Well, after right here, we're going to bring over the rook. Bishop comes this way, attacks here, and then we go this way, rook to e1. And then after right here, this is pretty much everything you want. Oh, c4 for pawn pushes. Yeah, okay, that's part of it. Yeah, c4, yeah, for d5 potentially. But this is exactly what you want out of an opening. Again, it's really remarkable that this is balanced, but it's just kind of equal right now. But we have all of our pieces out. Our king is castled. Both of our rooks bearing down the center, and we're controlling the center. I mean, it's everything you want. But now play transitions to the middle game, and that's where the real skill part comes in. Okay, well, since this rook is attacking our bishop, we got to do something about it. Where do you think it should go now? One vote for b3. 2 votes for b3. b3 it is. And as I was saying earlier, it kind of comes back to that metaphor of just you want the bishop on this bowling alley right here. So we're going to go back this way, after which knight comes here to f6, and now our e4 pawn is under attack. So again, this is kind of black's plan, right? He keeps attacking it. Well, how do you defend it now? We're going to do this. We're going to go queen to f4, and then we're looking to turn our advantage in the center into maybe a commanding attack somewhere against the king. So we're shifting things over here. Maybe the queen will move again. The knight's going to probably come into g5, and all the while we're guarding e4. Cool. After right here, he offers to trade queens. White, of course, doesn't want this at all. You don't want to trade queens when you're trying to coordinate an attack, so we're not going to do that. And instead we go queen over here to h4, starting to build up pressure against the h7 square. Rook comes over, and now we make the move rook to e3. So, as the author points out, this is actually a mistake. Now, that's not to say that this idea in general is bad. Oftentimes it's really good, since then you're going to be able to bring the rook over this way and start to fire away along the G and H file, for instance. But in this specific situation, it would actually be better to go with like knight to g5, or I believe even e5 straight away would be the way to go. In the game, however, he goes with this move. After here, then we see pawn to b5, and then he goes here, doubling rooks, and then here, and we go pawn to a4, and then now black makes a mistake. He should have actually taken the bishop off of this really key diagonal. Instead, he pushes it, which is a very understandable mistake, since it also creates now a protected passed pawn and all of that. But now white gets the upper hand and is going to kick things off with the move. I believe it's knight g5. Let me preview this on my other board here. So knight g5 here, I think is the move. Hold on. Okay, good. I'm glad I double checked. So this is the key position actually from the flyer I sent you guys. What do you think is the move here? Whew. Man, I'm glad I double checked. This is a key moment. Okay, we have 1 vote for e5. Okay, what else we got? Take your time with it too. Like if you want to go e5, then try to anticipate what are they going to do and what's your follow-up going to be. I want to try to push you guys here to come up with like a three-move line. So you move, they move, you move. Let's see a three-move plan. Take your time. Maybe let's spend maybe 60 seconds or so on this. Actually, yeah, if you go here, then they can take this way. Don't really like e5 in view of bishop takes f3. Well, your skepticism about e5 is valid, but for the wrong reason. This bishop is a really strong piece, so it's not necessarily going to want to get traded for here. Plus, it kind of makes white's attack a bit more fluid. Maybe after like rook takes, then it's one step closer to being, you know, ready and poised for this attack. There's actually a different issue about why we don't want to go here. I picked this moment of the game very carefully. It's a very instructive moment. Here we go. There's a three-move combination. I like it. I like it. All right, so we're thinking here, and then pawn to h6, and then rook h3. Okay, so if you go, let's see here. So if you go there, h6 is black's second best move. And then if you go rook to h3 here, it looks like you're going to run into issues after they just ignore it. Like if you go here, they go here, here. What if they just say, you know, so what? Wham. Come at me. Knight d5 is the thing here, yeah. So good job with, you know, trying a three-move thing. As you can tell, it's tough, right? You're in the ballpark, but not quite right. Knight takes e6. So let's see here. We could do knight takes e6 at this moment, for instance. If we go right here, this is indeed going to be the best move in this situation, but black is going to have a slight advantage after right here and then here. I want to give you guys the best possible information, so let me just double check it as I say it on my other board here. There. And then after captures, bishop captures, I think I'd rather be black here. You can go here. I mean, you know, you're up by 1 point. But it's actually considered good here for black, because now black's gonna have all sorts of chances to continue attacking here, and this protected passer will become an issue. There's definitely more meat on the bone here. We could discuss this one for longer, but for the sake of momentum and also because I want to get to other activities, we'll continue. But good suggestion. That's the best plan so far. But yeah, instead of h6, they can actually go here and just take on d4. So I want to go back to what someone else said. Knight d5. This is the issue. Yeah, if you go here, then this knight becomes a power horse right here on d5, and it's controlling all sorts of really good squares. And so that's worth about 4 points right now. And then if we take it, then the bishop becomes a monster as well. So we don't really want to allow the knight access to the d5 square before we go e5. Hint, hint. Have I stumped you guys? I think I've stumped you guys. What could it be? It's not here. It's not here. What on earth is left? d5. Yes. d5 is the move. But now wait a second. Surely curious can count. Doesn't he notice that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces attacking right here? He's only got 2. Well, this is not a problem because after, yes, exactly. Austin, yeah, you're right. So after right here, now we go here. And now the knight can't go to d5. That was worth a pawn. So after this move here, now he's got a nice little advantage. Knight comes here to d7, and we go knight to g5. And at this moment, the king realizes that the queen was throwing a birthday party, and he didn't get invited because he's white's now under attack, and all these guys are, eating cake and ice cream and can't really defend. So now this knight goes, okay, we'll bring you some cake, and it comes over here and tries to defend. But we can actually still crash through here. What do you think? Should we go knight takes right away or rook over first? What do you think might be better? We're winning right now, by the way. This is crushing already. Takes right away is the right answer, yeah. It makes a massive difference. It's a 6-point difference between going here and here. So you got to know the right moment to strike, It makes a difference of 2 minor pieces in this position here. So we take straight away. This guy grabs back. And now after right here, we're going to be crashing through. Queen goes to c1. Of course, we don't want to take this. We get back rank mated. Instead, we're just going to take the knight. And then after king to f8, due to this whole situation here, we're not going to try for this check. We're just going to patiently go here, rook over, and then protect our rook here. And now that it's guarded, we enjoy still a really powerful attack. All of our pieces are on good spots, and the queen is kind of crashing through around this direction. Well, after here, they go pawn to d4. Now we go with this check. Again, not taking because we get mated. And after right here, takes, and then Curies has some excellent form as he wraps this up. It's still a tough position. It can definitely be botched, rather easily with an error or two. So after right here, now we're threatening f7. So then they defend it. What do you do now? Queen f6. Okay, queen f6 almost kind of plays itself, right? How about after here? There's another move that sort of plays itself, actually. It's really, really good. And there's no margin for error, really. If you don't play this one, it's almost equal, actually. e6 is the move, crashing through, after which the opponent resigns. All right, let's flip on the analysis board here and see what was happening. Why really did he resign right here? So we go show lines, and let's take a look. Well, so for one thing, this queen's still under attack, right? I mean, we're not threatening to take it right away. But we are threatening to do something like this. We could go double check, and we're pushing through. So let's say, for example, that they take this guy. Okay, what would we do? Well, we go here, check, and then after king to d7, we're down by a rook. So Fine definitely gave his opponent a lot of credit that he would find the rest of this. But there are multiple options, I suppose. Queen d4 is an option, so is bishop to e6. Let's see a convincing finish. And then next, we're actually going to be looking at how to convert the advantage against a similar position, against like a max strength computer. And we'll do it together. It'll be different than what we've done before. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. It's going to be like a more activity-based. And after this, we've won back our material, and we can just kind of simplify. It looks like we can go what takes with this guy, and then this is fine. We'll just go like here, and now we've consolidated. We're up by a ton of points. So what I did then for the activity is I kind of nerfed the advantage a little bit. And so for this one, if we go back to right here, I kind of played some sloppy moves a little bit. Like I moved the bishop back and forth and stuff. So that the advantage is reduced, and that makes it a better discussion. So we're going to be talking about how to win this, and I've got like a little flyer thing on it and everything. Before we transition to that, what did you guys think of the game? Was that interesting? Learn a thing or two about that one? Yeah. Cool. That's what I like to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right. What was one thing that you learned or that like stuck out to you or that you might try to like use in your next one? Hey, I love the feedback. Appreciate it. Glad you guys are having fun. What's something that you learned? Yeah. Yeah, denying D5. I like that answer. Yep. Nice. Oh, okay. Opposite of clearance sacrifice. I like that. Yeah. Very cool. And then we also talked about this opening strategy, right? Of like, attacking the hanging pawns from the side. Putting your bishop on a spot where it has targets. And then also kind of pivoting your pieces around to where you're attacking the king. And so lots of good stuff here. Okay, so now let's take a look at it. So this is a strategy we're about to use here. This is essentially this little document that I made, and it pertains to the position that we're going to try to discuss and win together. This is the easier one, and then this is the one that's super tough. So I haven't done this before with you guys. We'll see how it goes. If I feel like it's getting a little bit stale, I may switch over to playing against the bot. We'll play by ear. All right, so converting the advantage in the end game here. We want to start with the end and work backwards from there. We want to checkmate, so usually that's in the form of like a queen magic square mate, where the queen's right in front of the king against the edge. To get that, you want to corner the enemy king. To get that, you want to promote a queen. But then to get there, this is the tricky part. You got to help the pawn advance. Okay, so then for that one, you get a passed pawn. So then you flip it around. We want to get a passed pawn, help it advance, and then promote the queen. Some tips and tricks while we do this here is that you want to trade pieces and not pawns, take free stuff, stop their plans, also activate your king. And then this is an important kind of almost philosophical point too. Simple is good. So if it makes sense to you, it's good. It's unlike a puzzle. You can just kind of do it in whatever way it makes sense to you. So also as an added option, if you'd like to, you can try this challenge yourself. And then maybe even like mute your mic and just see how it goes for you. I would like to give you guys plenty of options. So I'm going to be doing this one here sort of together. And if you'd like to, and you're like, I got this piece of cake, you can give it a try and you can just see if you can win it on your own. But if you'd like to participate in the discussion here, go ahead and do so. What do you think we should start out with here? What might be a good move? Yeah, trying to get out of this pin maybe, right? So maybe go like king to f2. Okay, let me see here. So I don't love that move, but I suppose it does work. We could do that. I like it. And so that is what I'm talking about. So that pertains to what I was saying a second ago, right? If it makes sense to you, it's good. We're not looking for perfect moves here. I personally don't love this because of this situation, but let's do it. We're going to go king to f2. Okay, so after right here, now of course there's no discussion needed. We're just going to grab this guy right back. Okay, and now we're in check. What should we do here? King e2 sounds solid. Yep, that's fine. We do lose this g pawn though, right? Oh, a bit of an echo. Maybe someone could turn on their volume or something. This is fine though. This is fine. Let's go here. Let's get closer to the passed pawn. Wait, what if he just took right away? Good question. Good question. Let's go back a second. So you're saying if right here and then they take, since you're in this pin, then bishop to h5 check, king d7, and then you win it. Excellent. Ooh, like the discussion. Good question. Excellent answer right away. Very good. Very good. Whew. It's like you guys are software engineers or something. Okay, so we're doing well here. We kind of neutralize this whole issue We're up by we're up by 5 points. Okay, what do we do next? Bishop to d5 here. And like I said, I like to give you guys options. So if you feel like this is too slow and like you just want to try it yourself, you're welcome to click the link and just see if you can do it. And please brag. If you just ace it and you get checkmate like right away, let me know. Because there's other stuff too. There's another challenge that's much harder. But I just, it's always my goal just to make you guys get as much out of the hour as you can. So give you options. So right here, I mean, yeah, we can just take the pawn. We can go king d3 for some reason. Looks like a good move. That seems strange. I guess maybe since we're going to be allowing this, we don't have to play perfectly. This is some weird fancy stuff. Let's just take the pawn. Okay, so then we go there, and he goes king to e7. Now again here, the trick is we're trying to like promote these pawns eventually. So would now be a good time to do so? Maybe, but let's maybe optimize the position of our queen a little bit. Let's go here. Let's go queen here to g7 and say check. Kind of getting the queen to sort of an annoying spot. And then we're going to back the queen up right here. We don't have to be in a rush to do this. Like I said, the whole trick is helping the pawns advance. It really requires you to kind of juggle and go back and forth between your different objectives, essentially. Okay, so after right here check, what do we do here? Should we do this? That's weird. We can do this. I meant that as a trick question. Wait, why doesn't bishop c4 just win something? Oh, because you have here. Tricky defense. If you go here and then this, queen c5 check. More than one way to do it. Perfection is not the goal. Checkmate is. We don't need to be that fancy, though. I mean, bishop to e2 sure does look kind of unnatural. In a sense, so is king d3. Let's go here. And see how long we're waiting to do this? We're really taking our time to push right here. Okay, so after grabs right there. Alrighty. Well, would now be a good time to push on h4? Can we do that now? Should we do something else? I'll give you all the top moves, so you can't go wrong. Here, here, and here. If you pick one of those, you have a 100% chance of playing a reasonable move. You can also choose h4, which is the fourth best move. Which of those personally make the most sense to you? You guys are getting quiet. It's all good. It's all good. I hope that means you're trying it on your own and it's coming from eagerness. Okay, there we go. We got a guess. Queen c7 check. Cool. Let's do that one. Okay, and then after right there, then king's going to come up here to f6. Okay, and then what do we do now? Can we take on a5? We can, but then we lose this one, right? Take pawns, queen c7. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's go here. We are going to allow for the loss of this guy here, but I kind of like the potential of getting this one advanced. So we'll try this out. Here and here. Okay, and then no threats or anything. Looking for a chance to do trades, not really seeing them. No threat on the board, so we'll just push it. Okay, and then we'll just keep pushing it again. Now we are going to hit an issue here. Eventually we can't go all the way to a8. All right, so he's attacking our pawn here, and we can't push it either. So what should we do? Well, we could create like a little blockade. We can go right here, but we still really need a plan for how we're going to absolve this situation this way. So we can start with bishop to a4, but what do you think might make for a good plan at this point? To be honest, I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of regretting giving away the h-pawn. I wish we had that one here. But we're definitely still winning. Bit of an open-ended question. Trade bishop and then sack queen for the rook. Okay, so you're thinking right here. Takes right here. And then it's even on pawns, so we wouldn't be able to get we can't sacrifice those two. But if we win, you're saying win maybe like the pawn and the rook? That might work. Not yet. Okay. I want to go e4. I don't like how strong this bishop is right here. It's just sort of, I want to dislodge it from there. Distract the bishop by putting our bishop on b3. So like queen b6 and then go right here. That could work. You know what? Also, I really like queen b6 because then we have potential to attack here because we're threatening this move. Nice. Maybe king goes to f5 though, and that kind of protects stuff. Can we play here right now? Is that possible? And then this comes back, and then we can attack here? I'm going to go with that. We're kind of on the same page. I'm more just focused on winning this pawn. Take stuff, right? Oh, no. My video died. Oh, that happened last time, too. Whatever. It comes back, I guess. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go this way. Ooh, free bishop. Okay. Cool. Let's do that. Should we take with the rook or the... Let's take with the bishop here. Take a little trip to the bowling alley. Win this guy right here. Okay, and then now we just want to pile on this guy here. So we'll go, I don't know, I guess just right away. We'll just play right here. And then we're going to be attacking this square. And then we're going to grab like this. And from here, it should be kind of a cakewalk. So we still have enough time. We could do this one and the next one. Do you guys want to see the end of this one? Or would you prefer to go to the hard one? What do you guys vote for? Finish it or move on? My vote is to move on, but I want to give you guys the option. Cool. All right, that's what I thought. All right, so check this one out. Yeah, check this one out. This one's way tougher. And it's a lot sharper. So the last one, you don't have to play it perfectly. There's some room for error. But with this one, it's such a sharp position that the difference between the best move and the next best move is pretty significant. The very first move here is kind of like a puzzle in a way. So here's what's happening right now in this position. You have this big advantage here in development, right? And they're way behind. The material is actually even. You're up the value of almost a rook, but you have to strike while the iron is hot. How might you do that here? Yeah, the last one was designed for players between maybe 700 to 1100. This one's more for 1100 to 1600, maybe more. Okay, we have one vote for knight to e4. What else we got? Good discussion. And yes, good answer. Yeah, after right here and then just grabs this way. It seems like, we just lost the tempo. We're kind of letting him trade. Could he also maybe just castle right after that? Let's see here. Takes. It says he can go h5, interestingly. So if we go here, he's going to go h5. Yeah. We're going to use some takebacks. Rook d1 seems like a natural move. and all of that. You're threatening like rook to d7. It synchronizes the pieces and everything. It's actually not the best move. Let's see. It's the third best move, though. I'll give you that. But the best move is better by a factor of 2 points. E6 is not on the list. I would imagine you can probably just take it. I think that's just a free pawn. Knight b5, interesting. You think it works? Says probably not. So if you go right here and then takes right here, opening lines. At the very least, that's consistent with our strategy from that I outlined earlier, right? Striking while the iron is hot. But after king e7, well, let's see here. You have like rook d7. Can it work? Can it not? What do you guys think? Yay or nay? Do we have faith in the move knight b5? Yay or nay? There's at least potential. No faith. Yes, faith. Bishop c4 now. It is not. We're not really striking while the iron's hot with that kind of move. If you believed in it, you are right. The move is knight to b5. Nice job. So they don't take it. Yeah. All right. So if they did take it, let's take a look at it. Now, like I said, this one's tougher. So I'm just going to drag over my analysis board here. So this one's got the engine on it and everything, right? So if they were to take it, let's see what would happen. It's a pretty long line. It's yeah, cool, right? So if they were to take it, yay, the video's back. Awesome. So here check, we're down by 2 points, and then we go rook c7, rook d7 also works. Here check, here, and then now we go here check, mate in 8. Wow, I warned you it was difficult, right? Bishop to h2. Wow, that's some ice cold chess right there, aiming for this. So then if h5, for example, now we have mate straight away, but it gets even longer than that. What if they really put up some tough defense and they go here, aiming to run the king away? Well, it looks like we start by going here, not with, yep, nice, not with the intention of winning a pawn, but increasing our mating net. All of these squares are covered. And now we're going to go here and do mate. And this king is like, what is it with you guys inviting me, not inviting me to birthday parties? I'm like out here on my own. So this is going to be checkmate. So what's he do? Well, he has to block this square. And then you have rook to f4. Get out. No way. All right, so it's main 3 either way. Let's see this way. You go right here. Rook to f3 check. Isn't this just unbelievable? And then here, there, here. No way. Look at that. Man. Is that crazy or what, huh? The whole time, he's up by 1 point. Whew. Okay, let's get back to the game here. We still got ample time. We got about 15 minutes. All right. So, and by the way, this time it doesn't really pertain to this one as much. It's like 2 different phases. We're not really in the end game yet. So, is there a way to win back material, or do you have to see this long mating? That's a good question. Is like, at what point... Basically, how I interpret that question is like, at what point could you feel confident that this truly is a good move? That's a good question. It would take me a while to answer that, so I'm going to stick to the same theme. It's a great question, yeah, because at some point, if it's that long, you almost kind of have to do an intuition, right? It's a great question. I just don't want to answer for right now, just for the sake of momentum and everything. But you can also practice it. I'll send you guys the link in the chat here. So we'll go, I think it was like back a couple of moves. Hold on. Let me send it right away before I forget. That way you can kind of try to answer your own question in a way. I don't want to give you a phony, bogus answer. I'd rather give you the chance to create your own. So if we go like this, here, this is the link. So you can save this. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, let's continue with the game here. So they declined the sacrifice. They went rook to d8. What should we do now? Well, we got to follow through with our plan. The whole point of this pretty much was to go right here. So we go here, check. And after this, now what do you do? Unlike the last activity, this one requires a much greater degree of accuracy. What do you think the move is here? Strike while the iron is hot. That's all you got to work with. What do you make of that? One vote for pawn to e6. That would drop a rook. Oops. Oops. Facts. No, you don't want to go here, because then they can just try to trade stuff away. Great participation though. Let's keep that up for sure. You're still doing pretty good. You're still doing pretty good with this move. Rook c1, but then your advantage drops to being up 3.5 pawns. There's a move that's better by oh, I'm sorry. Okay. That is the second best move. Sorry, I should have said that. Rook c to d1 is the second best move. But there's something that's better by a factor of 2 points. What do you think it is? Knight d5 is pretty radical. If you go right there, then they're actually they got a big advantage. So after here takes rook to c7 check, they can come up like this, and then if you can go bishop to g4 check, they go f5. It doesn't shake out the same way. Yeah. C takes there is a little bit better than here. So this is tough, and I haven't actually given you guys too many hints yet. There's definitely a good hint that I could give you that I'm withholding, but all you have for right now is just find the best move. And again, this is the second best move. So props to Jurgen. I'm a very patient person. I'm not gonna tell you the hint yet. Rook d6? No, I mean, I guess your bishop's supporting it, right? I guess, the thing is, though, he can probably just find shelter right behind it. After takes, probably just king d7, and you can't really get through anymore. All right, so get this. You actually want to switch gears. So all of our analysis so far has been all around like this fancy mating attack and doing all that stuff and getting the bishop in here and doing all this. You actually want to pivot and attack something that's not the king. If it's not the king, what could it be in this position specifically? The only thought I had was just taking the rook on d8, yeah. But you see, this is a very helpful hint. As you can tell, it's a lot easier now than it was a second ago. You were misled intentionally to think that it had to do with the king. h4, no, you lose a rook. If this was protected also, you're not really going after this pawn like it is sort of protected and everything. What can we attack? Yes. Jurgen, what's your rating? Are you like the expert? I remember a while ago someone said they're an expert. Was that you? Okay. I thought I did. I think you told me that several months ago. I don't know why I remember that, but yeah, you're on point. Exactly. So you go here. It's actually not as good to go a4 first. You want to go rook to b4. Okay, so after right here, I got to 2100 last summer, by the way. So I'm no amateur, but it's good, and it's good having you here in the chat. It's great having all you guys. I'm glad you guys all show up. It's so much fun teaching you guys. All right, so they defend it, and then guess what? We just go right here. We're just gonna attack it again. Total pivot. We're just gonna start attacking pawns here. Okay, so now they're gonna try to neutralize things a bit with that move right over there. Okay, so then now we're just gonna, I think we're just gonna swap that off. Unless, yeah, we can move over here, but why not just trade it? This is just a nice active way of getting rid of this issue. So we go right here, they take, and now we follow through with this move. And then, coincidentally, now we're also coming at it from the side, so we actually are continuing the attack against the king. And then in the process, we're winning some pawns. Okay, pawn to c5, what do we do now? Now there is more than one good answer here. Let me do this, though, because it's consistent at least. We're going to go here. Knight d5 is decent, yep. We're going to go here, because this is at least consistent with the plan of like attacking the pawns, right? Knight d5 is also good. I think that was an even better move than rook to b7. This is a good suggestion, good suggestion. Okay, so they go pawn to h5. Wait a minute. What are they up to with this move? Do we have to worry about it? Can we just take the pawn anyway? What's happening here? They get a bit of an initiative with that if we just let them take. Here's something I'm not understanding. The computer really likes to move rook to e1 in the last position and in this position. Why? I'm puzzled by this. Why would that make a difference? It doesn't want to take here. It wants to go here. In either event, it expects this move. What am I missing? What is the significance of this move? To support e6? Ah, that's what it is. We're going to push e6. Interesting. So then when takes, we can take back with this guy. Okay, that makes enough sense, right? Because the rook is no longer really attacking here. But it would be if we took the b6 pawn. Maybe they defend it. Okay, we're going to go here. Rook to e1. After this, we're probably expecting them to go there. Okay, so now after right here, we can't really take on b6 because we lose this guy. And this is the peril of trying to convert the advantage, is stuff like this. What do you do now? Can we stick to the plan? Do we have to play something else? I don't have too much more time, so I think I'm just gonna show the finish here. So we are gonna go e6 check, and let's try to get into something that's more convincing, something that's simplified a little bit. Well, after right here, now we're gonna go this way, and we take with check. We're still only up by one pawn. After this, then king goes over to c6, so then we go right here. And the king's in a bit of a mating net. But it's not yet clear how we turn this into a win. Nice, nice. Oh yeah, we just take on f8, right? Yeah, it's a free bishop. Cool beans. There we go. Nice, nice. All right. So I think that's convincing there. Do you guys want to see me and Jurgen play a bullet game? Jurgen, you want to play a game? Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so send me a challenge, and we'll finish with that. Let's go 2-1, or let's do 3-minute. Chess.com, yeah, so send me a challenge there. Did you guys enjoy the lesson, though? This is fun? Learn some stuff? Awesome, awesome. All right. No guarantee that I'm going to win. I would probably put my money on Jurgen. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I really enjoyed doing this class. It's really, really fun. I definitely look forward to it. And if you guys like, you can check out my Twitch channel and the YouTube channel, all that good stuff. All right, so it's Ryan time. Caro Jesus. Okay. Okay, we'll go like this. Let's see here. Custom challenge. Like this. Oh man, this should not be this hard. I feel like it's easier from the home page. Okay, new game, and then we go custom game against Caro Jesus. Cool. Rated. 100% rated. Let's go. Good luck. If you go to chess.com/live, that might help. Good luck. So there's like a weird pawn sacrifice thing that happens here. I know it's this move. He plays like b4. And then the trick is that black is supposed to be willing to sacrifice a pawn at some point. It's like the weirdest thing. Like I think I'm supposed to take and then go back to e7. Yeah, I think I know my lines here. So I go here, and then bishop to d7. I think this might be the main line. We'll see though. I wonder what black opening Jurgen plays. Yeah, right. And then this is all I know is you're supposed to play it this way. See, it's a Jurgen. He's trying to throw me off with some sideline stuff. Can't throw me off. I know all these little sidelines. That move, does that work? That's daring. So I can't go here. Then you go d3. Oh yeah, it's check. Yeah. Okay, can't do that. Can't do that. That makes sense. So then if I go like queen here, then you still protect it. Let's just bring a knight out. We'll go here. So for the moment, I don't know. Maybe he's got an advantage here. Maybe I messed this opening up at some point. But my position's solid. I can probably start attacking one of these pawns at some point. This pin is kind of awkward for him. And then queen's got to move out somewhere. Let's go here. Threat of here. If rook to e1, what can we do? Probably this. Queen e2 looks nice, getting out of the pin. Yep, makes sense. Okay, so then we'll bring over this rook. This looks too natural to not play it. Attacking this guy, putting some pressure right here. Yeah, I think I'm happy to take this guy. He's got a potential discovered attack. White probably has the advantage right here. But has to kind of maintain this little pawn avalanche thing. Maybe we'll just get out of the way of this discovered attack. Who do you guys think is going to win? Any votes? Do you guys have faith? I guess you could just make a statistical bet, right? Let's see here. We'll go like this. What is this queen gonna do? This seems annoying, so I'm just gonna go here. Can I go here now? No, because you got it protected. Let's push the pawn. He's getting his pieces in the game. Ah, you got me. You got me. Good game. Good game. Gotta run. All right. I'll see you guys next month, though. That was close. Good game. Take care.